What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is probably one of the most common dungeons you're gonna run through in the roulette, Labyrinth of the Ancients. So we're gonna do a little bit of a tank walkthrough, run through, highlights, tips, and easy ways to do this. When you run into the first couple of places, you've got little green platforms. Try and stay on the platforms. These are all AoEs. As a tank, run around, grab the attention of everything, and just AoE on a platform. Purple goo will slow you down. Next, run to the next platform. You got 3 buildings of platforms that you run through. Very simple before you hit the main boss. All of these are just gather them up, AoE it down, and run on to the next one. Now we're coming up to the first big boss. This dragon is easily controlled if you can manage to drag them a couple of platforms back. As you can see, I'm trying to get him back there, but we've got another tank that likes the provoke button and didn't want the dragon to go that far. You're going to run in, as a tank, you're going to run into other tanks that want to fight you for main tank status. A lot of times it's sprouts. They want to be the heroes in a dungeon. This is the ABC part of Labyrinth of the Ancients. Make sure you are in your group. As a main tank, just run to the backside of the main mob and beat on it. Let the DPS and everything else take care of the mobs that spawn. The mobs will run to the platform. You need 4 people on that back platform for it to stay active. Don't jump off the platform. Don't try and be a hero. You have a role. Hold your role. Melee DPS need to be up front. Range DPS can sit on the platform, wait for the mobs to come to them. Tank stays in the back and just beats on stuff until the mob is done. This next boss, pretty straightforward. Watch out for some tricky mechanics. They do spawn another mob. Stay on the main boss as a tank. Watch the yellow lines, watch the cones, stay out of the main mechanics. This battle is pretty straightforward as a tank. Stay on the main mob. Everybody else takes care of the ads and everything else that spawns. That's what the DPS is for. Secondary tank hangs out in case the main tank falls off. Sometimes the healers like to play the game of how low can we let the tank get before we have to heal them. It's kind of annoying as a tank because you're sitting there screaming into the microphone, "Please heal me," and they don't. And you say something about it, and they get offended because, well, you're still alive. Barely. Now this part, you've got 3 main mobs. Another ABC part. B run straight to the back. Keep these main mobs separated. Hold your spot. Stay in your spot. AoE helps because there's other ads that pop in. So along with doing damage to the main mob, you're doing damage to all the ads that pop up too. Try and keep yourself positioned in a place where you can hit as many things as possible. As a tank, if you hit them, you get their attention so they don't run away very far. Mob control is critical as a tank. You need to keep everything where it needs to be. Don't mean to make the job seem like it's kind of hard, because it's really not. You've got an area effect, and you've got your auto taunt, which would be grit or whatever's pertained to that tank in particular. So basically, you hit them, you got their attention. Unlike many other games where you've got to continuously taunt and taunt and taunt to keep the attention, this isn't one of those games. Kind of convenient, really makes it nice on the tank aspect of things. Once you got these things all knocked down, you'll have one more big main mob in the middle. I don't know if we can call it a boss. It's kind of a boss. This whole section right here is just a bunch of bosses in a sense. They've all got high hit points. And they can all drop you. Make a mistake, If somebody else makes a mistake, they'll drop you. This is the tricky one. We're going to focus on this one a little bit more. This dog, the greens, are the people that are dropping the stones. You need to hide behind the stones for when he does his AoE. If you have a green ring on you, drop in areas that people are. If you've got tanks near the mob, drop one near the tank. I kept getting the green rings, which was really convenient because as a tank, I just kept dropping it, so I just took a couple of steps back. I could hide behind a rock and still do damage. The adds will break rocks. So melee DPS, make sure you're getting the attention of the adds. I actually had to run around and grab one of the adds as a secondary tank. Keep his attention. That way he didn't destroy the rocks. We need the rocks to keep everybody alive. That is critical. Hide behind the rocks when you see them form. Don't try and be a hero and keep doing damage. This is another critical area that people drop the ball on. There's a little platform in front of B that pops up with a little red eye. That's where the main tank needs to stand. The boss needs to be positioned there so that everybody is at a relative distance from their platform, because when he walks, and he does, he needs to walk back to the center before he pops his AoE. That AoE will instantly drop anybody that is within his circle. So, when you see him start to walk back, you run back to your platform, be it A, B, or C. Make sure you're at your platform because there is mobs that spawn after his AoE that you need to drop. You watch the basic mechanics. The mechanics are pretty simple. Stay out of the yellow, stay out of the red. Keep him where he needs to be. And you will see here very shortly, he will turn around after he does his little boombas and swings and walk back to the platform. Once he does that, everybody runs. And you can see, I think I got a couple of little good shots. We're running back to the platform. He's back to the middle. The wall comes up and boomba. Bang! Everybody that's in there falls down. Saw one of the people in our group fell down. So make sure you're keeping an eye on what he's doing and where he's going. None of this is really hard. Some of the mechanics are actually quite simple as long as you know what you're doing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, might want to think about subscribing. We're live streaming pretty much nightly after 8, 9 o'clock. Comments are always welcome. Come hang out. I'll see you in the next one.